On two previous episodes, we ended up with 4 go-karts from an abandoned fun park. This one we've already managed to get up and running in a previous video. I'll post a link for that down below, but it is already pre-sold, $200, less than an hour of posting. Jethro ended up with a spare pair of pliers he's very happy about, and John got to live out some childhood dreams. I think at this point it's my turn to finally get something out of this deal. You know, this video started out about me having a go-kart to play with, and you guys jumped all over it. Today we're going to be working on trying to revive this one. These two basically are matching in their same exact problem so far. The gearbox is either totally stuck or the engine is totally stuck and locking up the gearbox, one or the other. But FridayParts.com has sent us a clutch kit for the gearbox. The problem is the U.S. Postal Service decided that the clutch kit needed to go to every state in the East Coast for the last 5 days. Not quite sure why, but it should, in theory, be here in a day or two. Or at least that's what the lady on the phone told me. This unit we're going to work on in a future video, and this unit John is going to spend today parting out. We're going to pull everything for steering, steering wheel, the rear assembly, the brakes, everything off of this unit. And we're going to put this shell along with the seat that goes with it up for sale in order to let somebody else build out their project. But we need everything drivetrain related because the future goal, not this video, but in the future over on RCG Racing, our second YouTube channel, we want to go like 50 miles per hour with this one. And maybe build this one to like 25 for John to be able to use. Yeah. With golf cart tires. Maybe we'll do adapters. Maybe we'll put different hubs on. We haven't quite figured that out yet. I'm thinking 44cc engine in the back. 40 series torque converter. Some easy change gearing in the back. And we look like an F1 racer going down the drag strip. I think that's the goal. That should be this summer's goal. We tried to get the body off of this one. It just plain didn't work. So we came over here, and as you can see, John is levitating the body without anything. It slid right up and over, easily. First try, no problem. So why is this one fighting us so much? Well, we can see from the front clip, it ran into something or something ran into it. What John and I have figured out is that this entire headrest on here is actually smashed. You can actually see where it's bent right there. That's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be straight. And so that's what we're fighting with, and I think we're just going to have to manhandle it up and over. Body needs to get ripped off. I'm going to go up. Why did it come off so easy? Why? It literally didn't fight us. It's the headrest. The headrest is what pinched it. Here we go. The only difference between the last time was the headrest being removed. That was what pinched it in, and it came off perfectly afterwards. John says this project makes no sense, but then we found some. Alright, so we've got a gas pedal in green. We got a brake in red. John, will the brake actually move?
Nope.
No? It's stuck?
Yeah, it's pretty stuck and I don't want to press on it too hard.
Okay. Well, rock the gas back and forth. No, that cable's not moving. Okay, so if the cable's not moving, what's going on back here then? Well, I'd love to find out, but the tank's in the way, so I guess we're going to have to tear it apart further. Shucks, we have to tear something apart further. Hate that idea. Yeah. Not really much we can show people until we get that stupid seat out of the way and the big giant Gami gas tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parts machine investigation. Willwood brake. Let's hope it's not filled with rust and it's rebuildable. You can buy the kits for this. Actually looks pretty savable. And even actually moves. But it doesn't really push back very much, so I'm kind of worried. Before we pull the seat backing off, well, John's got some ability to put some pressure on it. Go ahead and give it a good push. Yeah, it's not moving at all. Alright, so we're going to have to pull this off and see if that is rusted solid inside of there. They do make rebuild kits for this. They're about 30 bucks or so. So it's not the end of the world, but it's not what we were hoping for. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Brakes are fun, but when we took this thing off the trailer, we actually had to remove the belt because the gearbox wouldn't turn. I'm calling that fixed. It magically healed itself. But in all honesty, FridayParts.com sent us brand spanking new clutches that the US Postal Service doesn't seem to want to give us to put in there. So at some point we will. But that's all well and good. We fixed that. Now what about the engine, John?
Well,
yeah, that didn't self-heal. We need to drop it off the trailer harder next time. That's what I've concluded. Alright, so I think what we're going to do at this point is pop this off, pop the spark plug out, get this off. Well, oh, I don't even... Okay, get this. That's... Wow. We're going to open that up and spray some stuff down the intake and see what the spark plug looks like when we take it out of there. 'Cause holy air filter. I didn't get a chance to record the fact that this thing was pissing splooge everywhere. But that is not what it should look like going into your carburetor. The valves actually don't look too bad. There's just a tiny bit of surface rust showing up, so there was definitely moisture. And now, the big thing is the rust on the spark plug. Actually, that spark plug looks really dry. So why is the entrance to the carburetor flooded and grungy and smells like kerosene gas, but yet that is totally dry? Alright, I'm a little dumbfounded. If we don't pull the pull cord after pulling the spark plug, the internet will explode. Look at that. It still doesn't work. Thanks, internet. Let's play a game called One of These Things Is Not Like the Other. Go ahead, do the choke. So that is a Chinesium carburetor with a slide-in choke plate. Alright, John. Now do this carburetor. Honda with 2 screws. Now, John, if that's the intake of air for the engine and 2 screws that are very tiny fall out of the carburetor choke, where do they go?
in it.
Yeah. We might be not good. John took off the gas tank and watch this. This should flick back when you move it. It is like sticking big time. I'm gonna bet somebody filled this thing with some engine honey trying to get a little bit longer out of it. On today's PSA, you should not be able to unscrew the oil plug and have water drain out of your engine. We've hit the conclusion where basically if this head is screwed, reviving this is screwed, because the 240 and 270 use a different head than anything we have in stock right now. So we've concluded we're going to pop this and see what's going on, and then decide from there. So, yeah, oh wow, more. That's got rust in it. Okay, so That means there's a good chance that the push rods and everything are rusted into place. Come on. There we go. Alright, moment of truth. Are the valves beat to snot by 2 little screws? No, they aren't. It's rusted. It is definitely rusted. But we've revived worse than this. We had a Briggs Vanguard V-twin that we revived. That valve is stuck. That's going to have to be beaten. Yeah, that valve is stuck too. That one's going to have to be beaten and see if it'll come loose. Alright. But that rust right there... Oh, yeah. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff right there. If you eat that, you grow 2 inches overnight. I guarantee it, John. Cleaning out the cylinder with a rag, that was in there. So yes, it did manage to suck one of those screws in. Now, let's see what this ends up looking like. Oh yeah. I'm sure that's great for it. Also, I love how that this entire thing is over-engineered, but yet oil changes make a giant mess because nobody drilled a hole right there. How does a company manage to do that? Teardown update. These actually look pretty decent. I mean, these are not cooked like the other one was. The chain is not floppy all over the place like the other one. If we get to an angle that we can see the teeth, I mean, they're worn, but they're not shark's teeth like the other one was. There is definitely some rust going on inside of here, and I'm betting that is probably what was causing it to lock up and do stupid stuff earlier. And so this outer section is attached directly to the engine, which is why this will not turn. But if I come over here, I can turn the inner clutch assembly, just so that people see the difference. So that goes right into the end of the crankshaft. Alright, I'm going to break this down and get it set aside. That way we can get the side cover off and see exactly how screwed the inside of this engine is. Alright, let's find out what the inside looks like and see if it's as rusted as everything else. I just heard something drop inside, which is a little concerning. But that could just be the governor system being stupid. There we go, John. Oh yeah, all the rust. Oh, yeah. Adorable. Nice and rusty cam, nice and rusty balance. These actually dropped right out on their own without any issue. And as you can see, the bearing is not filled with rust, so at this point, the piston is stuck. The rings are rusted in. We've got some PV blaster in here. We got a hammer and a chunk of wood, and we're going to see if it'll move. And that's basically where we're at right now. So, let's see if this will go somewhere. And the answer is no, it's not moving. Alright, so John, if you back up a sec. Alright, so this is where we're at. Basically, you've got your cylinder wall. and you've got your piston on the inside, and you got metal rings that are around your piston. They have expanded themselves into the outer cylinder wall because of rust jacking. What we're at right now is we got two choices. We can probably destroy the piston and very carefully attempt to not mess up the outside walls, except for the walls are probably already screwed. Or we can try to press the snot out of this and see if that piston will just break the rust free and go down in. That's what we're going to try. We're going to soak the snot out of this overnight in all kinds of different things that we can come up with. Everybody loves brake cleaner mixed with acetone, mixed with automatic transmission fluid, you name it, whatever your magical concoction is. We're going to try that, and we're going to see if we can get the rust jacking to come loose tomorrow. Yeah. Start of day 2. As you saw, we had to beat the valves out of the head. They were rusted into it. John's cleaning out the chamber. We've got some valve grinding compound. We've got clutches in from FridayParts.com. These are really nice. I really like these compared to the fried ones we were working with. And the engine block as it sits. I don't expect that piston to come out of there in one place, so I've already ordered a Chinesium one off of Amazon. The problem is it's going to take it about a week to get here because everything to do with this size Honda is sold out right now, clear into December. So, I've got the piston ordered. We've got automatic transmission fluid mixed with acetone that's been soaking in this. We're going on 18 hours at this point. And in the words of John, that is still full, which means none of it made it to there, which means it's probably screwed.
Yeah.
So, we're going to drain this out. We're going to put the side cover back on after we see if we can get the crank out. And we're going to put it in our 12-ton press. And there's either going to be a happy day moment, or a I'm glad I ordered that piston moment, or a crap, that was a bad idea moment. One of those three. Bunch of random chunks of wood, a bungee cord. We cut out a slug to go in there. What could go wrong? 12 tons worth of pressure. 2x4 cracking into bits. I got a feeling our wooden slug didn't do us any good. I'm going to keep building pressure, and we're going to see if something pops. Oh, we're bottoming out now. Okay, we're on the piston. 2x4 disintegrated. Alright, let's keep pressing. We're either going to blow the ring landings out of the piston, or she's going to pop. Or the case is going to disintegrate. Wow. I can hear a lot of really bad noises in the base of this thing. I think I just saw it move. Alright, one really good long stroke. It did, it moved. Okay, another good one. Whoa! Okay, either the piston ring landing gave out or we got it in there. No, it's building pressure. It's catching the piston ring landing again or something. Let's try again. Oh, we're on a roll making bad noises now. Alright, let's see where the piston skirts are in relation to the crank, because we couldn't get it out. Yep, I stopped just in time right there. So, oh great, we now have made all of that one unit. John walks over, so proud of me. Hey Dad, you got the piston out. I don't think he saw the tray of extras sitting next to the engine. But, let me set this tray of extras down. We do have a crank that I think we can actually clean up. We may or may not have a connecting rod. I've got to see if I can get this torn apart before I decide whether I need to go order a connecting rod. At this point, the free Go Kart, I have ordered a piston for $26, gaskets for another $20. I might have to order another $25 connecting rod. And we haven't even figured out anything else past this, because John's currently taking apart the master cylinder of the brakes, and it's filled with rust. Free. Free, John. It's free. Yeah. We're really getting hopeful on this idea, aren't we? That block is absolutely beautiful. We've got a $16 hone off of Amazon, and this is what it looks like inside of here. You can definitely see where the rust weld of the piston rings was. So, we're going to spray it down. We've already ordered a piston with rings. We managed to save the connecting rod. I don't know. We'll see. John's going at it with oven cleaner so that we can see if we can find a block under all that grunge. We're going to be going back across it in 10 minutes or so with this Gumout. We actually found this at Dollar General of all places for $4.50, and then discovered that we can buy it in a 6-pack off Amazon for 20 bucks for a 6-pack. I'll post a link down below because that comes out to $3.50 a can. Aye, that's good enough, John. I think that'll get all of the chicken grease off of it for now. Maybe it's beef grease. Maybe it's catfish.
Catfish?
We haven't had catfish in a long time.
I want catfish now.
I'll post up a couple of pictures, but basically honing out that block, actually it looks pretty good. The issue is all of the parts are like a week out on order, and there's apparently 2 different versions of that block, so I need to figure out exactly what style of piston I have to order for it. On the other hand, we also have another potential for this. This is the golf cart project that we revived a while back, and it has some amazing monster mud truck tires on it, but those monster mud truck tires came at a cost, I think, and the transmission is not happy anymore, and the brakes are optional at the very best. But it does have a secret under the deck. Well, it's a secret unless you subscribe to the channel, so you should really like and subscribe to see more coming up. Under the deck, if I pan you guys around, is a brand spanking new built hard 420 with less than 2 hours worth of runtime on it. You couldn't ask for anything simpler to be able to drop in, fire up, and go as far as the Go Kart build is concerned. Now, does John really need a 420 attached to a gearbox only rated for 9 horsepower when we know how John drives? Probably not. But we also have another one of these golf carts, golf carts, gee whiz, babble. We also have another one of these go-karts that the engine doesn't seem any better than this one. So either way, probably one of them's ending up with a 420. And I've already decided I'm probably going to build mine out with a 440 with a torque converter. So, next video, we're going to try to revive the 270cc GX. Going to try to put the machine back together in its stock form. If that doesn't work, then John is going to get his wish, and we're going to build one of these with a 420cc, just so that we can watch clutches that were sponsored by FridayParts.com, thank you, go away, die, get mangled. It's John.
All the beans.
All the beans. There we go. Anyways, so this is part one, the reality of tearing things down that are free. Free has now cost me $120, 4 cans of brake cleaner, a very overzealous John with half of an oven cleaner can, and whoever knows, everything, all of it. It costs you money for free. Okay, part one, done. Part two, when parts show up. Hey, that should be a slogan. Part two, when parts show up. We should do that from now on. Like and subscribe for part two, when parts show up. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.